Hello, beautiful souls. Your soul assignment this month is about surrendering control and letting go of attachment to outcome. Here we are at the beautiful time in the Southern Hemisphere with Beltane, that halfway point between spring equinox and summer solstice. I hope you're enjoying all the beauty that the surrounds are bringing you. And we are at the Taurus full moon, and I guess what is being shone light on for us in this moment, what's coming out from our unconscious, is really what new foundations do we need to set for ourselves? What new structures that will give us a sense of presence, stability. And look, it's that interesting time where we're in Scorpio season, and Scorpio is really about the depths. It's about diving in deep and seeing what that is in the unconscious. And what you might be noticing right now is that what you thought you knew, this is where this releasing attachment to the outcome or surrendering control, what you thought you knew with the mind, like what the mind wanted to control, might be different from what the body is actually guiding you towards. And so this is the time, it's actually a really watery time. We've got lots of stuff going on, Neptune in Pisces, and there's a grand water trine. It's really that time when we need to honor our body, honor our intuition and what our emotions are telling us, because this is the way that's actually going to guide us forward. And it's in that surrender. It's kind of like water, if we just jump into the river and let it take us where we need to go, there's incredible wisdom in that. It's when we feel that we have to swim against the current, or you have an idea or an attachment to outcome. And what if your idea might be great, but what if the universe has an even better idea? And if you actually just surrender and go with that flow, go with the wisdom that your body is guiding you towards. Like, it's not about just letting go of everything. I mean, you are responsible for your life. And what I'm saying is it's more about not allowing the mind to be in control or think that it's in control, because it's the body that will attune to the energy in each moment and tell you what's right for you. And as I mentioned, for us here in the Southern Hemisphere, we are that beautiful time of Beltane, and the earth is fertile and there's lots of beautiful growth and colour all around us. And it's that thing where we need to listen to the wisdom of water to nourish that growth. So this is where to attune to our intuition and our emotions actually supports the nourishing of our growth at this time. And, I guess the energy of Beltane on its own is really about joy and pleasure and, enjoying the abundance of growth that's all around us. So for those of us in the Southern Hemisphere, I really invite you to kind of consider what brings you joy, what brings you pleasure, what is inspiring you right now. And it's like what we've talked about over the previous few months. We've had this big time of transformation. It's been a big state of letting go. Okay, we've witnessed certain roles, expectations, all these things that we've done that have actually kept us potentially in a stress-based response, and they're certainly not allowing us to thrive. So now that those have started breaking down, our next step is to trust what we are being guided towards in our body. Our body's wisdom is following that energy. As I say, dismiss the mind, follow the wisdom of the body, because that is what is actually going to support you right now. And especially with all the changes that are happening over the coming years, astrology, human design, and the breaking down of our systems and structures, we need them to a degree to create a strong foundation, but not the way that they have overtaken our lives for the past 400 years, where we've had these institutions, and a lot of structure that hasn't allowed us to be in our intuitive flow and do what's right for us. We've had to fit into a bit of a box in order to be accepted. So now this is time for us to shine our light. We'll start shining our light, start nourishing what is important for us. Because that's where you're going to live a life of purpose. That's where you're going to live a life where you actually thrive. So it is a beautiful time, and it is that beautiful coming out of that time, that dark night of the soul, that time of transformation. And you know, it can be pretty intense, and let's say we've had pretty intense couple of years, and in this moment is a little bit of an opening, and there will be a bit more intensity in the coming years. And you know, this is all part of it too, is being in the flow. This is what the wisdom of water is all about, is allowing us to flow with what is actually happening rather than resisting and pushing up against it. And that takes so much effort and energy to try and control. So it's actually about releasing and surrendering and, you know, jumping into that river and trusting that you'll be set on the pathway that you need to be on. And so when we embrace the unknown and really allow that flow through us, this is where we feel liberation and we feel a sense of freedom. And you know, it can be scary, like the whole with Chinese medicine and the water element, it's all about our fear. And it's like, it's the fear of the unknown that makes us scared. Sometimes we'll hold on and grasp to what we know because it's safe and it's familiar, but it doesn't necessarily make us happy. So this is the time for experimenting. I mean, start small. Start with, I don't know, the route that you take to work, or I don't know, you know, friendships. I don't know, start small. You'll know how to play with this more. Like, just take a risk, follow the energy of your body, what your body is guiding you to in each moment. And then you'll have that courage and that strength to know and trust your body for those bigger things. So as far as a collective level right now, we have worked with it before, but we're going to work with a simple affirmation. So just coming into presence, into your heart, into your belly, taking a moment to just feel the connection to your body. Feeling your feet connected to the earth. Because it is that earth wisdom, that Taurian wisdom of the earth that helps us know that we're supported to do what we need to do, or what we're being guided towards in that unknown realm of wisdom. So just feeling the connection of the earth, feeling if you're seated, where your sit bones connect with the chair beneath you. And just from a whole body level, making that a statement. I welcome change. And noticing what happens in the body. If you notice any tension anywhere or any areas that feel a bit constricted, allow yourself to feel that. This is what it's all about, is feel the energy as it's moving through you so that it can continue that movement. Because it's when we resist it or we try to control it that it gets stuck. And then that's what creates tension in our bodies. That's what creates tension in our lives, because we haven't allowed it to flow and it wants to come up at another time. So once again, I welcome change. And noticing if anything gets stirred up for you. And then just allow yourself to accept that that energy's there and let it pass through you. Let it flow through you. We'll say it one more time. I welcome change. And if there's anything more, just allowing that to flow through you as well. Beautiful. And our other little practice we're going to do just now is a bit of tapping on what's actually our kidney 27 points. These are the end points of the kidneys. So basically just under the clavicle here, that bone that you can see for me, and either side of the sternum. So just going to be gently tapping this area. These are beautiful. We call them I call them brain buttons in the practice that I do. I use them a lot with people with learning difficulties, and I run QIGONG workshops with dementia patients, and we use these a lot. It just helps to switch on the brain, but it also supports us with our courage and our will. So just tapping in this spot as I read to you and repeat after me this statement. I make the commitment to kindly, gently, lovingly and supportively become fully conscious of and responsible for my strengths and abilities and use them to carry out my personal intentions. So keep going with that. We're going to do one more. I make the commitment to kindly, gently, lovingly, and supportively become fully conscious of and responsible for my strengths and abilities, and use them to carry out my personal intentions. Beautiful. And it's a beautiful way to combine that earth, water, that Taurian, that Scorpio, that which needs nourishment in us and needs a sense of foundation, so that we can surrender to control, so that we can let go of any attachment to outcome. But it creates us taking responsibility, using our internal strengths and abilities, so that which is already strong within us, regathering our energy so it's not dispersed out there, using this which is our foundation, becoming fully conscious of and responsible for, and then using that to set our personal intentions into action. And as I say, this might be in each moment, you'll be guided towards something different. So I think sometimes we think of intentions as a very solid, I've got to fulfill this thing, and it's not necessarily that. An intention might be that today I'm going to take a full breath with every breath that I take and just be really present with my breath. So it doesn't mean that you have to put pressure on yourself to complete that, but just being aware of that as an intention, as a way that's going to support you. You know, it could be about going out and making the commitment that every rose that you pass today, you're going to stop and smell the roses. And I really invite you to do that, because it brings you back into your heart. And it might not be roses. It might be seeing the leaves rustle in the trees. It might be just pausing and feeling the feet on the earth. Whatever is going to bring you into presence with yourself and with your heart, I really invite you to take that on at the moment, to really follow your bliss, follow your passion, follow your joy, whatever that means in each moment. And this isn't about desire. Desire is very different. You know, there is desire of chocolate or coffee or sex or, you know, attraction, whatever. There's that kind of desire, which is very much instant gratification. What we're looking for is something, following your bliss, your joy, your pleasure, something that gives you a sustained opening of the heart. You know, and maybe that is sex in that moment, but probably something more sustainable is connection. You know, thinking about it in different terms. You know, rather than having the chocolate instant gratification, maybe it's about it cooking a nourishing meal for yourself. You know, there's all these ways that we can look at this, but it's about watching what brings us joy and pleasure and opens us to more of that, not just that instant gratification. And I want to share with you, I have found myself a little thing lately. I actually ran some workshops on a retreat wellness festival thing at the weekend, and I found myself a new toy. I found a flute, and I've been looking for a flute for years, and it's quite magical. I've looked in South America, I was looking all over the world for a flute, and this flute found me, and when I played it, it played me. And this is the little thing that I didn't expect to find, and I didn't know if I would ever find, whether it was ever going to be my thing. But this is me following my joy at the moment. This is me following my pleasure. It brings me so much pleasure to play this thing, and it opens my heart, and I feel in flow. It takes me out of my mind. So it's that thing of surrendering any kind of control or even, you know, attachment to outcome, because I didn't expect this at all. And if my mind came in, it probably would have said, don't do this. But my body, oh my God, my body, it needed this thing. As I say, it played me, and it's like it found me. So I'm really grateful for that in this moment, and for that, whatever this is going to bring to me, because it is taking a lot of surrender just to play and release the perfectionism, release control, release the mind, and just be with the breath. And for me, it's a connection to spirit. So I really hope that you can find something that might surprise you and that might bring you that same kind of flow and joy and pleasure at the moment. Sending you so many blessings at this full moon.